Yo, 50 Cent has to be the only rapper in the industry who isn't on Diddy's reported freak offtakes because everyone else has gone into hiding, but 50 continues to publicly mock him. But 50 isn't just chasing Diddy. He also wants to know where Jay-Z is. Now, if you're wondering what Jay has to do with the authorities raiding Diddy's homes, word on the street is that Jay-Z was not only aware of Diddy's alleged misdeeds, but may have even participated in something similar. It's no secret that Diddy and Jay were longtime pals, and Jay frequently publicly lauded Diddy. But after Cassie brought her bombshell lawsuit in November, Jay-Z abruptly began acting as if he had never met Diddy. It was even claimed that he canceled his annual Rock Nation brunch this year since Diddy was a frequent attendee, and he didn't want to have to explain why he was not invited. But is there any evidence to support these assertions that Jay-Z is involved in Diddy's alleged illegal operation? Is 50 Cent indicating that he knows more about Jay and Diddy's friendship? Let us break it down.
It's 2020, y'all. It's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch.
We all know that 50 Cent is Diddy's biggest industry op, and the only one who isn't afraid to call him out in public. I mean, 50 has been doing this for years, long before Diddy got himself into this mess. But there is another man on 50's radar, Jay-Z, Diddy's former best friend. Some argue that 50 is trolling Jay since they had a falling out back in the day, and that he is simply being extra petty in the only manner 50 knows how. But it wasn't just 50 who wondered why Jay-Z remained so close to Diddy all these years. Several insiders have previously claimed that this is an example of birds of a feather flocking together. And when you consider that Jay's other BFF before Diddy was none other than Mr. Robert Kelly, you have to wonder how Jay chooses his friends. Also, remember how Dame Dash stated that Jay-Z was aware of what R. Kelly had done to Aaliyah.
It already destroyed, but then years later they tried to do the tour.
The best of both.
Yeah, but it still didn't work out. But you notice I wasn't a part of any of that, and the karma happens. But the thing I didn't understand is I was like, I know I'm not with that. And because of the moral challenge and him choosing one way, I knew morally we weren't the same.
That fact alone says eloquently about Jay's behavior. But when Jaguar Wright entered the conversation, she went even further, claiming that Jay-Z supported R. Kelly since he was guilty of the same crimes.
And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all of those records together. They both Aaliyah. They shared so much in common.
Then, in a more recent interview, Jaguar claimed that Jay-Z may be worse than Diddy. The main difference is that Jay walks in quiet and isn't as sloppy as Diddy.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
He been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
So now that Jay-Z's longtime friend Diddy appears to have died, folks are naturally curious about how much Jay-Z knew about Diddy's double life and his horrible deeds. As you are all aware, the feds searched Diddy's 2 houses in Miami and Los Angeles earlier this week, allegedly seizing boxes and bags of evidence. Diddy has finally broken his silence about the raid, accusing the FBI of employing excessive force. He also disputed all claims made against him and claimed to be a victim of a witch hunt. Diddy's attorney, Aaron Dyer, told E! News that there was a blatant abuse of military-level force yesterday when search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' houses. There is no reason for the authorities' disproportionate use of force and animosity, nor for the treatment of his children and employees. Diddy's lawyer reportedly stated that Diddy has previously spoken with and cooperated with authorities, and that no members of the Combs family have been arrested. This unprecedented ambush, combined with an advanced organized media presence, results in a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless allegations brought in civil cases. There were two very calculated and exact raids on Diddy's residences on both coasts, and you know fans don't attack someone like this unless they have a very good reason. To obtain a search warrant for not one, but two residences indicates that they have been studying Diddy for a long period and have sufficient evidence to offer to the judge. Aside from that, the fact that Diddy's properties were seized by Homeland Security rather than the FBI or DEA demonstrates the gravity of the situation. Homeland Security does not merely raid homes, thus there is some significant mess and proof behind this. But speaking of evidence, some unsubstantiated stories suggest that Diddy's high-profile business friends, including Jay-Z, may be questioned about this alleged evidence, and it appears that 50 Cent has something to say about this. The day after Diddy's properties were searched, 50 took to Instagram to reveal this photo of Jay-Z on a milk carton, hinting that Jay's disappearance following the Diddy showdown is odd. 50 said in the caption, "Has anybody seen Jay? Lol." Puff stated he's not answering his phone. Lol. But 50 did not end there. He later returned to Instagram to offer another photo of Jay-Z waving, writing, "Here's Jay-Z last reported, seen waving at Puffy Jet. Lol." However, 50 isn't the only one who appears to believe Jay-Z was involved in Diddy's purported RICO enterprise. One ex-user stated that Diddy is only the tip of the iceberg in the elite's S-trap and money laundering scam. Jay-Z is next. Simply watch and get your Bibles. It's about to become biblical. Another insider stated that Jay-Z has worked on many projects with R. Kelly and is close friends with Diddy. Wherever there is smoke, there is always fire. But you already know the Beehive is working tirelessly to divert attention away from this issue. And they're now dragging 50 for allegedly being envious of Jay-Z. One Beehive member slammed people who brought up the Carters and their relationship to Diddy, stating, "It's strange that you don't like Beyonce so much that you're trying to tie her to something she has nothing to do with. First, people want her to be on the Epstein list, and now you want her to be related to Diddy in some way. Imagine disliking someone for no reason so much that you try to link her to wicked individuals in order to get rid of her, but it's not going to happen. But we don't really need to try to link Beyonce and Jay-Z to wicked people. I mean, there are tons of images of the Carters at Diddy's parties and other industry events. Queen Bee poses with Diddy's former male servant and concubine Farnsworth Bentley at the 2004 CFDA Fashion Awards. And then there's Diddy at the Sing event, talking to Beyonce with his hand on her upper back. Diddy was supposedly even close to Mama Tina. And we don't have to wonder if Diddy feels a member of the Carter family. When Diddy stated that only two individuals, his mother Janice and Jay-Z, are permitted to call him by his real name, we heard it straight from the source. As for Jay's emotions toward Diddy, he openly lauded him as recently as 2022, when BET presented Diddy with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Jay taped a message for Diddy in which he discussed how Diddy taught him to never say no in the boardroom and laid the groundwork for aspiring music moguls.
The whole mantra, can't stop, won't stop, is like, you gotta be relentless. You gotta have a bit of crazy. You can't take no for an answer. You gotta make it happen. He embodies that. Here's this guy from neighborhood similar to where I grown up that made it to these unreachable heights. Puff was the first one that came through and made us feel like, it was us. It was ghetto fabulous. We took our rightful place at the tables in the boardrooms and the fashion shows, and we arrived. That impact obviously had an effect on all of us and let us carve our own space. And it was like, oh, we could be in these spaces without assimilating. We're gonna be in these spaces as ourselves. To change someone's mindset and take the limits off of kids' dreams. You dream about things, when you see it done, then that dream becomes attainable. Then it's something that you can reach for. It just feels like the ultimate culture. You can't measure that. Like, you get in there and he'll make you believe that you can do anything.
So, okay, I know J&B's fans don't want people bringing up their relationship with Diddy, but it is what it is. The Carters have been flaunting their relationship for years, so it's understandable that 50 Cent and others are asking why they've suddenly gone silent. But tell me how you feel about 50 Cent pulling Jay-Z into the Diddy drama. Do you believe Jay was completely aware of Diddy's alleged crimes? Leave your thoughts below, and be sure to stick around for the next video.